Last time on Captain Cap Reviews.
Playing this game has reminded me of another Pixar game I used to play as a kid. I have a feeling my next review will be incredible. Hello and welcome to Cat Reviews. I'm your host, Captain Cap, and like I said in my previous video, we're going to be taking a look at this incredible game. Did you see what I did there? This is incredible. This is a very funny joke. But in all seriousness, The Incredibles is not ironically one of the greatest films that Pixar has ever made. It has spectacular animation. I also appreciate the edge it has compared to other Pixar films. It even got a sequel which isn't as good. I would go as far as to say that it is painfully average. It was also directed by Brad Bird, who was also responsible for Ratatouille and The Iron Giant, which is criminally underrated. You should go watch it after this video. But, as per the usual, popular kids film equals movie tie-in game. Is it as good as the movie, or does it deserve the title of being incredible? Well, let's go find out, shall we? Right off the bat, I'd like to point something out about the save files. Do you see that file that is 100% complete? That is in fact my original save file when I played it as a kid. Now, one day we actually rented a copy of The Wild. You know, the time whenever Disney tried to rip off Madagascar of all things. And there was a cheat code included in one of the commercials, and it beat the game instantly for me. Now, I don't think that's fair if I were to do that again for this review. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new game and go through it and give my proper opinion on it. Well, as far as you will know, for all you know I could be lying through my teeth. First of all, I feel like The Incredibles uses their movie clips to great effect. Unlike Monsters Inc., where the film clips were used as a reward for beating the stages, this game uses them to preface and contextualize each level in time with the plot of the movie. It may seem little, but it goes a long way. Although I don't understand how Mr. Incredible got on top of a building whenever in the last clip he was on his way to stop a car chase. But I can forgive that because the game looks absolutely gorgeous. The models aren't too shabby and the colours and textures are very stylized. And it should be commended for trying to replicate the visuals from the film. I could say the same thing about the controls as well. Since it is a superhero game, you'll be spending most of your time beating up bad guys, doing some platforming, and reaching the end. And apparently it shows you how many calories you burnt, which is very strange. Most of the combat is exclusive to Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible, whereas Dash and Violet have their own brand of gameplay. But I haven't gotten round to them yet, so you have to hold your horses. I'm assuming you people have horses. People are weird. The combat is very straightforward. You have a standard punch attack and an Incredipunch. And if you jump and Incredipunch, you perform an AoE ground pound. If you hold still, you can build up a charged punch, which can take out multiple enemies. And if you run, you can perform this dash attack. This is good for crowd control and stronger enemies. But you can't spam these attacks and need to charge it over time, and health isn't too frequent in the later levels. You can even deal with enemies with a ranged attack, where Elastigirl can punch and throw enemies from a distance. Mr. Incredible can lift enemies and objects. And the phrase he utters each time cracks me up for some reason.
Come here, you.
Also, there are some really good boss fights in there, but I'm not talking about the one with Bon Voyage where you stand around and wait for him to throw grenades at you so you can throw them back. No, I'm talking about the Omnidroid. You know, the spherical death machine that went over several redesigns so it could be the ultimate super murderer. It's quite sinister the more I think about it. As a kid, this fight was an absolute nightmare for me, but now that I have some skill, well, that's debatable. I could say for certain that this fight is the greatest thing this game has to offer, and that's even taking out the fact that the Omnidroid's design and concept is incredible. But it has multiple phases and attacks to avoid. I also like the fact that you can either throw rocks at him to damage him from a distance, or if you're low in energy or health, you can break the rocks instead. It's a good trade-off because do you want health or do you want an attack? It's up to you. There is another fight with him later on, and it has additional attacks and phases, and it's equally good. I sure hope nothing comes round to ruin this for me. Now that I have that out of the way, I can now talk about Dash and Violet's levels, which is very little compared to Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible, which is a real shame, because Dash's levels are really fun and reactionary, and it kinda reminds me of a modern Sonic game done right. Also, I noticed that this time around there's a few Toy Story references here and there. There's an Egg Movers van and a Pizza Planet car, which is a very nice touch. As for Violet, she only gets the one stage, not including the Incredible stage. Her stage is more focused on stealth, and you can only be invisible for a certain amount of time, and enemies can spot you if you move through too many leaves. Not bad, but I sure wish I could use some of her force field powers, but I'll take what I can get. So, we're 3/4 way into the game, and if I'm honest, I'm getting a little bit burnt out, but there's only a few more levels to go, so it shouldn't take me too long. Foreshadowing. So, the second to last level is a two-parter, with Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl preparing the rocket to go defeat the new Omnidroid attacking the city. And I gotta say, these are my least favourite levels in the entire game. They're long, boring, visually stale, and enemies now have body armor and they won't leave you alone when you're trying to progress. Also, in Mr. Incredible's section, you have to fight this gear droid over and over and over again. It was fun the first time, but it's just as tedious as the Bon Voyage fight. It's then topped off with a very easy and infinitely inferior fight with the Omnidroid. Some phases even pass without you even landing a hit, and it isn't challenging at all. In some ways, I'm grateful because of the garbage I had to put up with in the previous levels, but at the same time, they completely ruined this fight and left a sour taste in my mouth. This game isn't terrible, but it does get rather stale after the halfway point. Granted, it does try to do better after the halfway point with different enemies and different gameplay styles, but it kinda just comes off as tedious and not fun at all. So from now on, this game will be known as the Acceptables, not the Incredibles. In any case, I would like to thank you for sticking around to the end. Also, follow my socials, they're in the description. I'm Captain Cap, and have a good day.
Whatever life holds in store for me, I will never forget these words. With great power comes great responsibility.
Pizza time.
This is my gift. My curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.